Therefore, you have to understand that the Buddha statues, Bodhisattva statues, Arhat statues, and God statues offered in the Buddhist gate are all the meaning of education and have a deep meaning of education. He is not an offering to gods, and he is not asking you to worship as gods. After seeing him, you will open up your wisdom, and you will know what you should do. So many statues of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and Dharma protectors are placed in front of you, giving you lessons every day. Without saying a word, and you will get the perfect Buddha Dharma in this place. If you are a smart person, once you see the names of these people, don't read that sutra. Why? Therefore, at the beginning of the scriptures, the name of the first great virtue must be listed. That's what it means. What is said in the scriptures is what these few people have shown. If you don't understand, I will explain it to you slowly and introduce it to you. If you understand it, you should say a word, don't say a word, and you will experience it very deeply. This is called the Dharma Protector Heavenly King. To protect oneself is to protect oneself, not to protect others. You must understand this meaning. That's why I often say that there are so many tourists in the monasteries in mainland China every day, both Chinese and foreign. If there are good tour guides, or the Dharma masters in our ashram can understand and thorough, these tour guides will explain to them every day. And when they come to us for sightseeing, we will give them lessons and give them the opportunity to educate. Normally you find them, want them to come to teach them the Buddha Dharma. They won't listen. When the opportunity comes to you, teach them a good lesson and let them go back. They gave us money to support us. And it was not in vain. We are worthy of them. They support us financially, and we make offerings to the Dharma for them. Therefore, these ancient monasteries and nunneries can educate sentient beings all over the world, and are engaged in this opportunity education. I think this should be a key course in Buddhist colleges in the future. Buddhism can take advantage of this opportunity to carry forward, let these foreigners come to China for sightseeing. Know that China does have culture, knowledge, and wisdom, and they cannot help but admire the Chinese. Foreigners he could not even dream of. This is the Dharma Protector, and I can't finish the meaning of it, and I can't finish it in 10 days, so I will briefly introduce it to you here. I went to Beijing last May to visit Beijing Normal University, and I mentioned it to fellow practitioners several times. There is a sign in Beijing Normal University, which is erected at its entrance. It is at the entrance of a living room in the campus. Learning is worthy of being a teacher of humanity, and doing is worthy of being a model for life. The principal told me that these 8 words were drawn up by all the teachers in the school. I was very happy after reading it, and I told the principal that these 8 words were, the flower adornment, Avatamsaka, Sutra. And they were very surprised when they heard it. A Avatamsaka Sutra is about these 8 characters, teaching people to be teachers and models. What is a teacher? A teacher is an example, and a pedagogy is a model. Disciples of Buddha. Buddha is a great teacher, and disciples of Buddha are teachers of heaven and man. In other words, when we think about our thoughts and speak, we have to wonder whether we can set an example for the masses in society? Can we set an example for the public? Every thought must think of the masses in society, whether we can set a good example for them or not. We will not be able to do wrong. At that time, I read these words, I entered the school. And their school received me, the principal, professors, and student representatives. There, he asked me to say a few words, so I used this topic. Just when I saw this topic, I thought of China, the teachings of ancient saints and sages, so I asked questions at that time. Social problems are quite serious now, and we have come into contact with many people, almost without exception, in China, in foreign countries, and in various regions, that adults often complain that children are disobedient. As a teacher, students are disobedient. At the factory, the employees are disobedient to the leader, and it is too difficult to do things now. A boss has to accommodate his employees and please them, otherwise he will go on strike and quit. What can he do? So we aim at this problem. Where is the problem? I analyzed it to them at the time. And there was a very important saying in the teaching of Confucius: being a king, being a relative, and being a teacher. When I was a child, my childhood was in Fujian. I lived in Zhenou, and my primary school was in Zhenou. At that time, every family in Fujian offered tablets with ancestors, and almost all the tablets on the ancestors said, Heaven, earth, monarch, parents, and teachers were all enshrined in this way. I am very impressed. Therefore, Confucianism teaches us to be a ruler, a relative, and a teacher. This teaching is not a specific object, but a universal object. This is even more so with Buddhism. Buddhism teaches all sentient beings to be Buddhas. It is not specified that one person should become a Buddha. The other should become a Bodhisattva. That is not equality. It is popular to teach people to be Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Confucianism teaches that everyone should be a ruler, a relative, and a teacher. If you can understand and master this meaning, if you do it, your problem will be solved. Your sons and daughters will be obedient. Your students will obey the teacher's discipline, and your employees will obey the boss. At this time, the problem is solved. What is the problem today? Of these three characters, you only achieved one character, but failed to achieve the other two characters, so something went wrong.